I'm Ariel from Florida.
I'm Michelle from California.
I'm Melissa from Arizona.
I'm Kellen from Texas.
I'm Aryan from Arizona, and we are excited to be presenting our research on media reliability during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Every day during the current pandemic, we face new information. However, with the inherent flaws in modern media, our group looked into three main sources of information distribution. First, we looked towards the government, in which local and state governments provide most of the reports and statistics on COVID-19, initially prompting the CDC to cease reporting on national tests and data on March 3, 2020. Additionally, international organizations like the WHO produced contradictory guidelines to those of the CDC. Next, we examined American for-profit media networks, in which the US FDA intervened in March 2020 to prevent the spread of false information on COVID-19. Now, most major media corporations orient their news towards local and state government statistics on COVID-19. Finally, we examined NASA satellite data from its OMI instrument aboard the RS satellite. The OMI instrument illustrated falling levels of nitrogen dioxide produced from human activity, which scientists concluded represented lowering levels of human activity due to global quarantine restrictions. Subsequently, we orientated our research towards sources and interpretation of information.
Bias in media has always affected reliability, and this has only been heightened by the COVID-19 pandemic. Many aspects of the US's response, such as quarantining, wearing a mask, and social distancing, have become political statements. It's difficult to keep track of updated health precautions as major news outlets frequently conflate fact and opinion. For example, is it safe to trust a CNN article reporting on reduced carbon emissions due to lockdown? Or should we be searching for the original data by NASA or NOAA? Our goal in this project is to examine how we, as citizens, can best identify reliable sources of information about COVID-19.
After comparing sources of all kinds, our group developed a list of questions one can use to determine the reliability of a news source. Start by checking the who, what, when, and why of the source. These are: who are the authors and what are their credentials? What company published this source? Why was the source published and what biases do the author or publisher have? When was the source published and how current is the information? Evaluating the language used in a source is another important step to determining the reliability of the source. Pay attention to the connotation of the language used because the diction is an important indicator of the author's motives.
An extra step in ensuring a source's accuracy is cross-checking it with other sources, specifically sources that challenge the original source and sources that are known to provide raw data. Chances are some sources will be exaggerating or understating information. How does each source frame data differently? And how does framing affect your perception of this data? After creating questions that analyze source reliability, we applied them to different articles from American media networks reporting on COVID-19. We found unusually large amounts of variability in how different sources framed information around the pandemic. Due to inconsistencies between sources, we concluded that the most reliable sources regarding COVID-19 are medical professionals who are working closely with the virus.
For challenges, we've had to adapt to COVID-19 and verify the accuracy of our sources. And for the internship, we've had to work remotely in a short time frame, which makes it slightly difficult organizing and syncing up our ideas. But we were able to persevere through all of these challenges to present our research. We've also gotten some amazing benefits from SEES. The research we've done on COVID-19 is very applicable, and through this internship, we got to meet and ask questions with ex-astronauts, mission leads, and field experts. And we got to learn about the ever-growing fields of Earth and space science. Now for some reflections. I've made some new friends during this internship, which was really nice considering everyone is stuck inside.
I learned about the development of technologies in STEM fields by watching both retired and current scientists present.
SEES gave me the opportunity to explore many different aspects of STEM.
The SEES internship offered me new connections with staff and researchers in the STEM field.
I used the SEES program to explore areas of human development we can use to better prepare for the future.
We would like to thank the Texas Space Grant Consortium, NASA, and the University of Texas for providing us with this opportunity. We learned a lot through our research and the speakers we got to hear from. We'd also like to thank Ms. Miller and Ms. Baglio for organizing this program. They helped facilitate the speaker webinars and made sure that everything ran smoothly. Lastly, we wanted to give a big thanks to our mentor, Ms. Foxworth. She guided us through any technical issues or social conflicts we came across and was a great leader overall. Thank you.